Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, getting ready to do your full moon in Cancer reading. The full moon in Cancer is the day after Christmas or Boxing Day, and I have laid out the axis of the horoscope wheel with a combination of the African Tarot and the Tarot of the Divine. I will clarify with the good tarot. I will use a few oracle decks integrated into the reading, and I want to welcome all of you. New or familiar with me, I appreciate your time, your presence, and all the ways that you support me. So thank you so much for that. Let's get started, Virgo, with your overall energy for this full moon in Cancer, the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is about an inspiration that you're receiving. This can be a message, this can be a visit, this can be an offer that someone is making to you, or an offer that you're pursuing, an opportunity you're pursuing. This may be with regards to a larger association of professionals or people that work in an area of humanitarian concern. You may be either attending an event sponsored by people. This could be a professional conference. This could be a healing or spiritual retreat. This can be a conversation or a dialogue that you're participating in. This can be an educational event that occurs at a distance. This can be an opportunity to publish something that you are have been working on, or that you are participating in. For instance, if you're a member of an editorial board, you are in pursuit of this particular opportunity as an inspiration to a larger discussion. For some reason, this particular event is noteworthy in terms of pursuing an opportunity beyond this particular event. So you may be looking to meet people or to share some ideas that you are hoping to build on with the support of others that you may be meeting here. That is very specific, Virgo, and certainly take it as it applies in your situation. In the 10th house, this is the way others see you, your social identity. And you are definitely someone who is securing, anchoring an organizational effort or a larger effort at creating something, anchoring resources, heading up a team or an effort in some way. You may be one who is responsible or accountable for the way in which resources are being used. So in that regard, you can be someone who mediates or facilitates a program, for instance. You're somebody who is not only continuously abundant and generating new ideas for growth. You may be working with students, clients, customers, audience members, where you're making opportunities available to them or presenting them with alternatives that will advance them in some way. You are building up resources or wealth, abundance of some sort, even for individuals, but also for the organization that you are representing or working for. This can be your own business as well. This is not necessarily you working for others, but your business most likely is something that generates abundance for a community, certainly is prosperous. In the first house, the Tower, this is where you are dealing specifically in the immediate with a change of status, a change of position. Perhaps this is a change in the structure or organization you work for. This can be something that you plan that has not worked out as you thought it would. This can be an unpredicted change in the opportunity that you were pursuing, a change in venue or topic. This can be a change in location even. This can, whatever this change is, you recognize a blessing in disguise. It can come across as something perhaps disastrous or undermining something that has been organized or highly structured. But this can be a change in leadership in an organization that you're involved in or an effort that you're a part of. But this is, you recognize it as something that allows you to perhaps scramble, but to make something better of this opportunity than what was previously planned. So there's an opening here. There's a sense of an opening afforded by something that could have been ruinous to you or your event, to an effort that you're making. In the fourth house, this is about your roots, and the Knight of Coins here. This is about you building, stepping back, and rebuilding an opportunity that you have previously had some managerial role in. I see you as managing a program, for example, that has changed, shifted, lost perhaps resources, shifted in location or scope, and actually rebuilding that in a new way. Looking at this as an opportunity to approach it differently or invest in it in a different way. There's a sense here that you are dreaming this with other people, so that's what inclines me to believe, if it is not a domestic situation in which you are having an opportunity to reground or reroute your domestic environment, rebuild it in some way, rethink it, you're having that opportunity with regards to an effort, a professional opportunity, or a community group or effort that you're involved in. In the seventh house, your significant relationships, the Four of Wands. This is beautiful. There is a celebration here that comes about as a result of your commitment to working through all of the changes and effort that you have put into the organization or the commitment or the team that you're a part of. You may be responsible for celebrating the growth and learning of others, but you are putting your effort towards the rebuilding of this community center, this educational program, this social service in a way that celebrates your growth and the growth of others. This can be symbolized by a marriage, for instance, in which there is an agreement or a contract with another or others to do things in a way that is mutually supportive and celebrated. And, I'm going to pull an oracle card, a couple of oracle cards first. And if, Virgo, you're resonating with this reading, please consider liking this video, sharing it with someone who may find it useful, commenting below. I enjoy reading your thoughts, and subscribing to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And I've pulled Let It Out, Let It Flow. Open up the heart to feel. This feels very reminiscent of a previous reading I've done for you, Virgo. This idea that you are turning your investment to your own passionate desires, your own talents and skills in a way that you have previously focused on the good of the community, the good of the group, the growth of the organization. And now I see you experiencing perhaps investment in your own skills, your own desires. And I'm pulling something from the Flora and Fauna of Africa. And I pulled the pangolin, kind of a Komodo dragon looking animal. And the flowers that accompany this are the beautiful chrysanthemum. And the key word is boundaries. Don't hide from your emotions. Don't hide from or dig deep and discover your true inner self. Protect yourself with healthy boundaries. Yeah, this feels like an evolution of this focus that is now inviting you to open up to your own passions and desires, to think more in a way that builds on your self-knowledge, your strengths, and allows you expression for that. I'm going to clarify the Tower in the first house with the Nine of Earths, in the second house and the Ace of Fire in the third house. You have already worked towards this place of independent abundance. This is your most critical value. In order to exercise your skills, your expression, your strength, it is important that you have independent space. And this is the space to be able to cultivate your skills, your gifts in a way that allows you to reinvest in yourself and to experience abundance in a way that feels safe, comfortable, and feels good to you, respects the things that matter to you. You have a new opportunity for growth, and my sense is that this is part of this unexpected event or change in events or opportunities that you may be experiencing. And this is inspiring you to recognize an opportunity that you may have overlooked. This may be an opportunity that is very close to you, intimate in a way, or it may be encouraging to express yourself, communicate differently, perhaps using a different medium than you have customarily used in the past. So this is very intriguing, but you recognize an opportunity that you have manifested. You have built this opportunity. You've created this in your effort to move towards this opportunity of inspiration, of connection, of growth, of connecting up with others, connecting ideas that will lead to new opportunities, even an unfamiliar way of expressing your thoughts and ideas. The Knight of Coins in the fourth house is clarified by the High Priestess in the fifth house and the Emperor in the sixth house. My sense is that you are finding a newfound and inspired expression of yourself along the lines of something that has always been a recognized part of who you are. You may have built your career or your work efforts on this talent or this sensitivity to a certain field of activity, but you're now looking at building out this interest, this area of expertise in a new way. You're pulling back from the control you may have exerted in your workplace, and my apologies that this is so work-focused, but that's the message I'm getting. This can apply to your domestic life, your personal life, absolutely. But you're pulling away from the control that you may have attempted to exert in your relationships, your working relationships among your colleagues, the structure you provided in many ways that has changed. This can be as the result of a shift in the organizational structure that you have been participating in. But you are turning that sense of control into the way that you are controlling your own responses. So you're pulling back from attempting to exert control over other things in your environment and attempting to exercise more control over your own routines and habits, over the way that you respond to opportunities in your environment, wherever that is, so that you're taking more ownership of your expression. You're building on, it feels as though, a more intentional and way that you use your emotions to validate your natural talents and skills, that you're not shying away from the intimate expression of your feelings. And this is something you may be celebrating in your relationships, certainly seeing reflected in your relationships. This new opportunity may be a new relationship that helps you to validate, or does validate, this new expression of your skill set or your strengths. The Four of Wands in the 7th house is clarified by the Queen of Water in the 8th house and the Two of Earth in the 9th house. Everyone is getting this way of showing compassion for the experiences that have been gained. And in part, I believe this is a way that we're reframing what we may have experienced as failures, as disappointments, particularly when it comes to our relationships, and showing that compassion for others who may have, you may have experienced suffering as a result of your interaction with them, or more compassion for yourself for perhaps treating others in a way that was not fair. You're healing yourself from the arrangement you always assumed was the way it should be. And part of this arrangement, I'm sensing for at least some of you, is this being alone, being on your own, being independent, reframing the sense of the necessity for independence in your life, which is perfectly acceptable, but reframing that as something that can be achieved within a relationship and celebrating that. It feels as though there is a celebration of that, and that this new ability to reflect this growth in your understanding of what relationships can be, how you can be inspired by partnerships, your partnership, if you're a creative, a teacher, a business owner, by your customers, your clients, your students, as well as an individual partner. This can still cohere with all of those variety of arrangements that mean partnership for you. But you're experiencing this in a new way, and this is allowing you to connect more deeply with relationships, perhaps, that you have always resonated with. Finding a way of dignifying that, of being inspired, of being willing to start fresh in those, with those partnership opportunities, and celebrating that desire to see it differently, to see it in a fresh light, and to celebrate the growth, not necessarily the disappointments or the failures. You are also balancing out the way in which you have understood your beliefs, your cultural, spiritual, historical beliefs, as the foundation for the way that you've been able to cultivate this incredible, independent abundance. You have applied yourself diligently. You've internalized the resources necessary, the resourcefulness itself, and you have worked hard, and you continue to stay open to new ways of doing things. This is what is creating this opportunity, this decision, even crossroads perhaps, in an area where you have achieved a lot already. And this is giving me the sense that there is much more for you to achieve as you shift your focus or your direction in the same area of expertise or the same strength. The Queen of Pentacles in the 10th house is clarified by the Ten of Fire and the King of Air in the 12th house. There is a lot of emotion and passion that you're allowing yourself to experience now. All these emotions are not positive or easy. Some of the emotions are attending to experiences you've had that you recognize have not been productive for you and have maybe even engendered a sense of burden, a script that you are no longer willing to abide by. The need to take care of others in whatever way you do, and that doesn't always have to have a negative connotation, but it does have a kind of patriarchal connotation in this particular reading, that you are only absolutely required to take care of others that can reciprocate that energy and support you in return. And as you've empowered others to achieve, it is important for you now, and it looks as though you are making the shift to those who can appreciate you, empower you, support you in whatever way that they can. Your vast ability to manage, oversee, and convene new ideas, be open up to new inspirations, to continue to pursue your truth is masterful. This is a skill that you are well in ascendancy of. You have the ability to manage a collective pursuit of truth, the inspiration, new ideas, conversation about, to ask the questions, to challenge assumptions. And as you've done that, my sense is that you've been doing that in whatever area you've worked for a while. In fact, you are almost known for your ability to challenge received ideas about whatever area you're working in. You're also turning that to, you've gained the confidence and the resilience to challenge your own assumptions and to open that up to a discussion, to ask questions that open up the discourse or the conversation to the pursuit of a larger, more inclusive truth. And in the same way that allow you to utilize that skill to challenge personal assumptions and expectations about who you are, what you should do, what you can do, and now what you want to do. So this is very much about reframing your emotional experience to validate those talents and gifts that you have always had. I'm going to finish off this reading, Virgo, with the Language of Flowers card. And very tempted to pull the geranium, and the key word is virility. Shake it up a little. You've got this. I'm always challenged with this particular card because virility means what I see you exhibiting through multiple cards here. This is the force of your purpose, your mission, your understanding and experience of the truth, and the strength that you have gathered as a form of resilience in your life. So thank you, Virgo, for this beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.